The Audi Q8 is one of those large coupe-style SUVs, part of a genre pioneered by BMW a decade ago with their X6 and subsequently copied by Mercedes. Audi's considered solution for fashion-orientated folk browsing in this segment is Q7 based and very Vorsprung durch technic, especially in this updated form.
The intended emphasis with this Q8 is far more on comfort and luxury than it is on lithe handling, which is why Audi uses the full-length version of the Volkswagen Group's MLB Evo architecture for this car, rather than the slightly shorter, more agile design of this chassis fitted to a rival Porsche Cayenne. As you'd expect, it's the same platform as features in the Q7, though here the Ingolstadt engineers have fitted it out with shorter springs and larger wheels, which is perhaps unfortunate because both detract from the supple ride that ought to have been this Q8's calling card, fitted out as it is with standard air springs for the aluminium 5-link front and rear suspension. To be frank, we've tried passively suspended luxury segment SUVs that have handled poor surfaces better. We'd hoped that the brand might have addressed this issue as part of this facelift, but as previously, unless you stretch to the 6-figure sums required for the fastest SQ8 and RS Q8 versions, the drive dynamics of the mainstream models fall into that no man's land between comfort and sportiness. Yes, as before, at speed through the turns you get excellent traction and decent body control, but this Audi is still much happier when you're not throwing it about, or when you're towing. It can tug along up to 3,500 kilograms, and off-piste the air suspension can raise the car as much as 254 millimeters off the ground. Given that the brand is no longer developing combustion engines, it's no surprise to find that there are no changes to the two conventional power plants that lie beneath the bonnet of this revised Q8. They're both 3-litre V6s, a 55 TFSI petrol unit with 340 PS, and the 50 TDI diesel with 286 PS that we're trying here, a variant capable of up to 34.9 mpg on the combined cycle and up to 213 grams per kilometre of CO2. As before, both models are fitted with the brand's 48-volt mild hybrid system with its belt-driven starter motor, and drive via an 8-speed Tiptronic Auto. Plus, of course, a standard Quattro 4-wheel drive, which divides torque front to rear in a 40-60 split. When required, it transfers the majority of power to the axle with a better traction. The mainstream alternative is the 394 PS petrol plug-in hybrid 55 TFSI E model, now improved with a 25.9 kilowatt-hour battery, which improves EV driving range substantially to 51 miles. Your two other Q8 model options both use a sonorous but thirsty 4-litre petrol V8, which offers 507 PS in the SQ8 and a prodigious 600 PS in the RS Q8. These variants get the all-wheel steering, also available with top Vorsprung trim on an ordinary Q8, and can also be fitted with a sport differential and electromechanical active roll stabilisation. As before, Audi's understandably keen to point out the differences between this Q8 and the more conservative, family-oriented Q7 model it's mechanically based upon. Its coupe-style roofline makes it appear much lower than that sister model, and it's 66mm shorter and 27mm wider. Plus, there's a shorter rear overhang and a mighty set of wheels, which now vary between 21 and 23 inches in size. As for the main changes made to this revised model, well, as you'd expect from a facelift, most of them are at the front, a restyled version of the usual Audi single-frame front grille, which now has an octagon design with vertical inlays. Relieved of the need to accommodate a third seating row, as it must in the Q7, the rear end is angled and aerodynamic. It's characterised perhaps most notably by this LED light strip, which together with black high-gloss trim and integrated Audi rings, links the revised dual-light digital rear lights across the entire width of the car. As you walk towards the car and unlock it, your Q8 will welcome you at night with a little light show. Time to take a look inside. Aside from a few trimming and media updates, Ingolstadt hasn't seen the need to make any changes in here with this updated model. So as before, this so-called luxury lounge design is all very Audi and not at all cockpit-like as it would be in the other large coupe SUV model based on this car's MLB Evo platform, the Porsche Cayenne Coupe. You're going to need to like screens because this gloss black panelled layout incorporates no fewer than 3 of them. The 2 you'll notice first powering up as soon as the door is opened and dominating the upper and lower parts of the shiny centre stack. The gently curved 10.1-inch upper display deals with the most important radio, media and telephone functions. And with this revised model, the brand has now widened the range of apps available on this MMI infotainment system to include third-party providers like Spotify and Amazon Music. While regular software updates and a constantly expanding range of apps make it possible to more easily individualise the system. The lower 8.6-inch monitor is reserved for more comfort-orientated, mainly climate-related features. And both screens interact with the optional 12.3-inch Audi Virtual Cockpit instrument binnacle screen you view through the 3-spoke wheel. What else? Well, there's plenty of cabin storage and all-round vision from the driver's seat is excellent, even out the back, despite the sloping rear roofline and the rather wide D-pillars. Just in case, though, all-round parking sensors and a rear-view camera come as standard. Let's move to the rear, accessed via this wide opening and frameless door. Given that the wheelbase of this 5-seat model is basically the same as that of its 7-seat Q7 showroom stablemate, you'd think this Q8 would be pretty spacious in the rear. So let's see. Sure enough, there's ample leg and headroom for a couple of 6-foot adults to stretch out in real comfort. It's certainly less claustrophobic back here than it is in a rival BMW X6, thanks to a surprisingly generous sized side windows and a taller roof. We'll finish by taking a look out the back. Now, the hatch opens electrically as standard, gesture control is optional, to reveal a 605-litre space. In terms of getting stuff in, you'll be initially put off by the lofty height of this SUV's cargo deck, but help in this regard is at hand, courtesy of switches down here to the left that can significantly lower the air suspension. There's a 12-volt socket here on the left, but alas, there's no significant storage space beneath the boot floor, despite Audi's refusal to supply any sort of spare wheel. This silver-finished loading lip trimming plate will easily scratch too. A couple of netted storage areas are provided to the left, and there are 4 chromed tie-down points. If you specify the optional trailer pack, the buttons for the electrically extending tow bar can be found alongside those for the air suspension. If you need more room, completely flattening the rear bench frees up 1,755 litres of capacity, which easily beats the capacity of the 2 rival models we just mentioned. Turn up to a business meeting in an X6 or a Mercedes GLE coupe and some might dismiss you as a showy extrovert. Arrive in a Q8 and the impact would be a touch more subtle. For some, that will be important, particularly as this Audi is, in its own way, just as stylish and avant-garde as its 2 main Teutonic arch rivals. If you want one of these, then probably nothing else will do, which is exactly as it should be when it comes to this class of car.